Good evening, everybody. Welcome back. This is Dina. I am here to talk to you a little bit about my stitching today. I have been working hard. Today I was working on my ABCingo call and my bingo call. Fortunately for me, my bingo call was to work on whatever was called for ABCingo. And for us today was the number 7. So I wanted to share with you what I worked on. I had planned for number 7 to stitch on Hope and Love by Teresa Kogut. And the reason I planned to stitch on it is that there's a basket of flowers, and I knew there was more than 7 flowers. There were, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's actually 11 flowers, but I knew I could stitch at least 7 of those. And that I would meet the 7. So when I was at my stitching retreat with my friends, I had stitched on this piece until all I had left was that basket. And I thought if I did it right, I could stitch the 7 flowers while I was stitching the entire basket. And I am happy to report that that worked out for me. So I wound up putting in 319 stitches for a finish today. Isn't that lovely? Now, if you've stitched this, you will know it looks a little different than the one that you stitched because I changed mine just slightly. So in the original, instead of the bird being up here, there's the year 2025. And there is this border of flowers that wraps this way and this way on here. The bird is down below on that bottom row next to that flower pot. And I just thought it was a little too large for what I wanted, and I felt like the flowers, it was just too many for me, for my taste. I wanted it to be somewhat smaller, but I wanted all the motifs to be there. So I took the year out because I wasn't sure when I was going to finish it, and I put the bird on top of the house. And then because I moved him off the bottom, I went ahead and moved the flower pot over to line up on the border so that all my borders actually do line up all the way around. So it is a square. It was a good exercise for me in working on a chart and moving things around and regraphing them and that sort of thing. And I think it has turned out so pretty. Teresa's colors are so beautiful. Now I have stitched this in a combination of the called for Weeks Dye Works, but where I didn't have the Weeks Dye Works, I substituted the DMC for it. And I think it has turned out just fine. I think it's beautiful. So here's the finish. I'm tickled about that. Met my ABCingo goal and my bingo goal, and actually was able to use it for a motif. Got motif on the brain, on an acrostic letter in the Daily 30 group. That word is diamond dot, and for the A in diamond dot, I used hope and love, the A for the word and went ahead and made good use of those 319 stitches since I have to get 300 for that one. I didn't use it in any of the other 2 acrostics that I do, the 24 hours of cross stitch or the monthly magazine challenge. But that's okay because I did, of course, use it on the ABCingo. So got it taken care of. So now all that I have left to do today in planned stitching for the day will be after supper. I will come in here and put my stitches in for the Tour de la Vuelta, and today's number is 143, and I'll put that into my Let Love Rain. And tomorrow is good because tomorrow there are 202 stitches required, and tomorrow I don't have any meetings. So I had 3 appointments today. It was a busy day. They were good things, but it just takes you away, from what you might be wanting to do otherwise. But one of those appointments I had was to talk with my sister Stephanie, and we were able to do that and spent a couple hours on the phone, almost maybe an hour and a half, catching up with one another since I'd been on retreat. And so we also talked about this month, there's a lot going on, and we've got to set some dates. That we like to set a date so that we know we have a time to talk, and then any other time we get is gravy, which is great. Okay, I am gonna get busy here. Donna has agreed to meet me for supper. I think we're gonna go get some Mexican food for dinner tonight. I'm looking forward to that, and then I'll come back and get busy stitching on my Let Love Rain. And if I can, well, let's see, I'm gonna wait and share it with you on the 8th when we have another 0 day. So I think that'll be more impressive if I could just wait and show you the progress in little larger groups of progress. I think that'll be exciting. Anyway, I am very excited to be finished with my piece. This was, as I mentioned, a Teresa Kogut. It was done on her website for a charity. It was a fundraiser for a young man that was battling cancer, and so I don't know if she's going to make this available any other way or not, but I don't feel comfortable gifting the pattern away because I bought it as a donation, so I'm not going to put it as a giveaway on my channel, but I hope you understand. Anyway, thanks for letting me share my finish with you. I'm so excited to start off this new video with a finish. That's a great way to get started. So anyway, I hope that the rest of the video allows me to share some exciting news as well as I go through all these whips that are called for in my ABCingo. Whatever you're stitching on, I hope you're enjoying every stitch. Happy stitching, everybody. Hello everybody, welcome back. Today is September the 5th, Friday, and today I came up this morning getting ready to start my stitching for my bingo group and my ABCingo call. Well, our ABCingo call today was for the letter P. For me, that is Peacock, and I pulled it out to get started on it. I checked my bingo call as well, and it is number 10 today, and it's a whip go call. And one of my whip go calls was for the whip of choice. So that's what I'm calling it again today, a whip of choice. And for that, I will use my Peacock. Now, I pulled out the Peacock and I looked at it and I decided, I know I only need 100 stitches for what I'm working on, but I just want to set a small goal for myself and make it happen. So I decided I was going to do this feather right here, this second feather coming off of this bird's tail, because then the rest of the feathers are all around the outside out here. So I felt like that would make me feel like I was making a lot of progress. And I got it done today. I'm so excited. It took 389 stitches to finish it, but I got it done. And so now that will more than meet the two calls that I had for ABCingo and bingo. But it also was being used for an acrostic. I tried my best to make it fit for something in the Daily 30 group because I had over 300 stitches in it. But alas, it did not. It did fit in my acrostic for the Magazine Monthly Challenge group. And I used it for the letter P in there for Giddy Up. And so I will be posting it in there. It will meet that requirement, which is great. So I'm tickled. I think this is a beautiful piece. I'm just stitching it for me to go on the top of the box. So I don't have a deadline on when it has to be done by. But I did enjoy stitching what was a small goal today instead of just 100 stitches and put it away. Because I started with this dark green outline and I didn't even finish the whole outline before I had 100 stitches. So that would have been kind of sad for me today. So I went ahead and did the whole feather. And I just think it's beautiful. So there you have it. Well, today I've heard from my friend Donna, and she's working from home today. So she'll be off work right at 5 o'clock. And we've decided that we are going to take Coco and Harley, and we're going to take them to a little trek here, a little public trail called the Wilshire Trail. And I like it because it's a paved trail for me to walk on. And I can keep Coco pretty well on the trail and not have her get in the mud too much. I don't feel comfortable letting her run in the woods the way my husband does, off leash and all that stuff. So this is the closest I get to taking Coco to the woods. And my friend Donna and her dog Harley have never been there. So this will be a great opportunity for Coco to show Harley one of her favorite places to walk. So we're going to do that this evening. And then I'm going to take my finish that I just had on my Hope and Love, and I'm going to take it over to Hobby Lobby because I have a frame that I bought there on sale. And whenever you have a frame from Hobby Lobby, they're more than happy to let you bring it back and frame something in it for you. And I'm hoping that I can get it very affordable since I've already bought the frame, and that I can just pay for the lacing or pinning. I think Mindy pins. I'm sorry, my Q-snap keeps falling over. I can pay for just Mindy to pin it for me and put the glass in it and the backing to it. And hopefully that will be a lot more affordable than just having to order a custom frame for it. It is an odd size, so it's going to have a little more room on the side than it does the top and bottom. And I'll ask Mindy if it's enough, if she thinks it's going to look okay. So if it's going to look okay, I will leave it with her. And if not, I may not frame it yet because I'm trying to only do maybe one framing every couple of months to save up money to do that. So it needs to be quite affordable for me to get it done. Anyway, I'm excited about it. And I am hoping now, after I put all this away, that I can pull out my Tour de la Vuelta stitching. I need to do 202 stitches in my Let Love Rain tonight for that. And so I have time to do that, even if it's after Donna and Harley leave, because I don't have to get up very early in the morning for anything in particular. So if I stay up a little late to get that done and just sleep in, that'll be okay. And I hope that I have lots to share with you tomorrow. Happy stitching, everybody. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. It is Saturday, and I am going to be heading out of here not too long from now to go to a fabric sale. One of my friends is in a quilting guild, and they were doing a fabric sale today. So I have collected up a whole stack of fully finished objects, or finished objects rather, that I want to make into either ornaments or pillows or flat folds, which involves fabric. And so I am going to go see if they have some fabrics that might go with some of my things. So before I did that, though, I wanted to get my stitching accomplished today for ABCingo, and I was lucky again today that my bingo call was for anything that ABCingo called today. So the call for ABCingo was X, and my X is for the X in my Reindeer games as one of the letters that is in the word vixen. Vixen has not been stitched yet, but it's in there, and I'll show it to you. This is the pattern, Reindeer Games, and you can see that vixen has an X in it, and these are different letters in different squares, like an alphabet would be on a sampler, I think. So that's kind of how I'm looking at it, and so I'm using it for the X in vixen. So pull this out to do my 100 stitches in it, and I did 107 stitches, and I'll show you what I did today. But before I do that, I want to talk to you about something. When I was looking at the chart and I was deciding where I was going to stitch on it today, one of the things that I decided was that this part to me seems quite heavy with stitching, much more so than this side seems. And my eyes just felt like this one was, weighing down. So I've decided to take the first reindeer and move it over here. I'm going to take out one of the snowflakes and put that little reindeer standing on top of that word, just to move one reindeer over here to even it out. I counted up the reindeer. There are 8 reindeer plus a larger reindeer, which I'm going to say is Rudolph, and put a red nose on him. but I just felt like 3 spread through here would be better to my eye. And I'm moving one of them over here. So I did want to tell you that because it will look just slightly different. I moved this snowflake over to fill that empty space between these two, kind of in the middle. And then I started right here, just the way it's charted with these 3 reindeer. So I just made a little adjustment right up here. And I wanted to tell you about that. So here's what it looks like. Now, I didn't get a chance to put the collar on or the eyeball in yet, but I already had 107 stitches. And since I'm going shopping today and I have other things I need to do today, that is where my stitching ends. So I did this big snowflake and I did the reindeer, the first of the 3. So that is my progress for ABCingo, which, as you know, only requires 100 stitches. And normally I stitch more than is required, but today I have a lot of little things I need to do. And I need to stitch my La Vuelta stitching as well, which is 135 stitches on Let Love Rain. And then I might even be doing some additional stitching. So I have gifts that I haven't finished and it's getting close to Christmas. So closer to Christmas. And so I'm beginning to get a little nervous about that. I want to put some more stitches in my gift stitching. So I'm going to put this away and I'll probably go have lunch and then get ready to go to the sale with my friend Donna. And hopefully I'll have some additional stitching to share with you today, or at least, if nothing else, I'll share with you any fabrics that I purchase and pair them with what I'm going to use them for fully finishing and let you see that. So thanks for letting me share my stitching with you. I hope you're having a great Saturday and I'll talk to you soon. Bye. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back. This is Dina. Well, today's going to be a busy stitching day. My call on my local bingo group was to stitch on full coverage. And my call for my ABCingo was not my full coverage. So I have to do 2 different things today. So since I checked my spreadsheet where I put all my acrostics, my monthly goals and everything to see just how many stitches I needed to put into my full coverage, because I needed to see if I had used it for different acrostics and things like that. And I'll tell you about that in a second. So, pulled out my full coverage that I'm working on, which is a Dimensions Gold collection kit my son gifted me a few years ago. And I am stitching on the 4th ornament that I need to make, which is Noel's Bakery, right here in the middle. And I pulled it out today and I started working on it. And when I hit the first 100 and something stitches, I think it was 148, I posted it in my bingo group because I knew I had met that goal and I would be on time with that regardless. So I did that. And then I noticed that in my acrostics, I had used this for all 3 acrostics. And if you've been watching me, you know that in one of my acrostics, the minimum number you have to stitch is 300 stitches, which is the daily 30 group. So I moved on along to 310 stitches. And then I looked at my spreadsheet again, thinking I was going to stop and post everything. And lo and behold, one of my monthly requirements I had set for myself, a goal for this month, was to do 500 stitches in Noel's Bakery. And I did that on purpose to make me put stitches in it because I want to finish it this year. Well, I got 502. So let me show it to you. It should look a little different if you've been watching. I have filled in quite a bit in this bakery. I finished the window without the back stitching yet, but I finished all of the inside of the window. I finished all of the greenery up here. I did a first color in the roof. I did part of the wall or building, I guess you should outside of the building color. It continues on down here, but I just ran that thread out, and then I wanted to keep working in the center. And my goal was to work my way down to the bottom so that I could see if I needed to take this apart and sew fabric on it or anything like that. And I am happy to tell you, I checked today when I finished stitching, and I'm going to be able to fit it right about here. I will not have to take it off my frame, and I won't have to sew anything on it. So it's going to work. This is where the middle is. I'm going to see how far up this goes, and if I've got a little more room here, I'm going to start it slightly higher here and here to give me a little more room down here to work on it. But see, I had marked the middle of that square. That's the dead center of it. But I had forgotten about the roller frame covering up a piece of it. But it's going to work, so I'm excited. So I finished the man and the lady, and the little girl just needs her 2 shoes, and she'll be done. And then I can backstitch the window and the people once I get all of this background in around the people. But 502 stitches really pushed that along a lot. I was really, really pleased with it. So that is my first monthly goal. I have 6 for this month, and this is the first one that I have accomplished. My other 5 are to finish my La Vuelta stitching, and I've done my La Vuelta stitching through today. I have done that already, and tomorrow is a 0 day, so I can show you that in a moment. To complete ABCingo, and I'm well on my way to doing that. To do my 9th stocking, and that is on my ABCingo board. That's why I'm waiting to work on it. And then my 5th and 6th goals for the month are to start a patriotic stitch. So I am actually taking a patriotic stitch with me to my retreat so I can start it there so that I can hit a goal while I'm gone. So let's talk about my La Vuelta stitching. Let me get this off the stand over here. So I've been making progress. I have completed this flower and this flower earlier on, and I started, and I think you saw it possibly after I had done this and started this motif. I think that was the last time I shared it with you. So now I have finished this complete motif, this one as well. I'm working on the next big flower, and then there are 2 more flowers, and I believe there's a copy of this right here. So I'm just doing the stitches, rolling along, you know, getting them done for each day. Tomorrow is a 0 day. I very well may, depending on how much time it takes me to get ready to leave town, because I'm going to the Stitching in the Wild retreat. If I have enough time, I may go ahead and stitch the stitches for the 9th, and I might even stitch them for the 10th, because I'm going to be gone. I'm actually going to be gone all the way through Sunday, and I think it's over right about that time on Sunday the 14th. So I don't want to have to take it with me, and so it looks like I may be either stitching it way ahead or I may be stitching it after it's over. But I do want to finish it. I do want to stitch all the stitches for the race. So whether I do it before I leave town or whether I do it a combination or whenever I get back, it won't matter. I'll still get the stitches in, and I will make it a goal to do it this month since the race occurred in August, but mostly in September. So there you have it. There's my stitching for the day so far. There's my goals and how that's been going. And I will tell you too, this is exciting. Noel's Bakery was my other Whip Go call, and I have my first Whip Go. Isn't that exciting? I'm excited about that. So now I have done both of my Whip Go calls for this month. So I'll put that away until next month. And that's exciting to know that I was able to accomplish that. So the next stitching I have to do today, which I'll do in just a minute, is to stitch for the Z in the Reindeer games. And I'm going to go grab that in just a second and pull it back out, because Z is in the name Blitzen, and it's on a game board, so the Z is like, looks like it's a space all by itself. And so I used the X for that, and now I'm using the Z for that. And isn't that funny? They got called, oh, just very, very close together. Let's see, the X was called on the 6th, and the Z was called on the 7th. So back to back. Isn't that funny? But I think that's great. So that worked out really well, and I can just grab it right back out and put some more stitches in it, 100 stitches in it. So I may even come back and share that with you if I get it done quick enough. And otherwise, until we speak again, happy stitching, everybody. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Well, I was able to go ahead and stitch my call for the ABCingo today, which was the Z. And for me, it was the Z in the word Blitzen on my Reindeer Games board game by Erica Michaels. I just worked on this for the letter X, as I mentioned yesterday. Had I known, I could have left it right here at the desk, but that's okay. I actually wound up getting 105 stitches today, and it ended up pretty neatly. I put in these 2 snowflakes right here, and now I'll be ready for the next reindeer when I come back over on that side. But I wanted to keep walking over and keep this to the page break, and so I put in the little elf. And he had a lot of color changes, but it was okay, because by the time I finished him and the 2 snowflakes, I had the 105 stitches. So that worked out really well. I think it's going to be really cute. Really, really cute. I have not done the back stitching of these things around the letters yet. I figured I'd wait and get all the words on there before I do that, because some of them intersect. So we'll just wait and do that at the end. But the other thought I had too today, someone mentioned to me that the word elf on the pattern is done in green, and you're right, it is. I didn't see that. I didn't catch it. I'm not going to pull it out and redo it. So there is a word, 2 words that are in red, and that is the Santa and North Pole. And then December 25th is also in green. So I'm thinking that what I might do is I'll have to decide whether I want to do anything in the red or green other than the December 25th. And I might just wait and do the December 25th in the red and leave everything else in the dark color, because that way it'll really, really pop to have the December 25th in the red. But I'll reserve the right to make that decision once I get over to this other side of the board. But since it is on a roller frame, I do need to come up with a way to go ahead and work on it all the way across, so that as I roll it up, I don't have to roll it up and then roll it back down to do the other side. So I was trying to do just the first page before I did anything further, but I don't think I'll be able to finish the entire page with just this bar. So I'll probably, next time I pick it up, go across the top this way. Try to get this part of it all the way across so I can work my way down, including the whole piece. But today, 105 stitches is all it's going to get, because it is after 4, and in a little while I'll be picking up a friend, going to dinner, and then I'll be stitching a little bit later after that. It's been a good day. I've hit my bingo, my ABCingo, and finished my second whip go. It's been good, and I'm relieved that I got both of these done, since I had to do 2 separate things. It'll be interesting tonight to see what gets called for tomorrow. I did mention the other day that I was going to try to get some fabrics at a guild sale, and as it turned out, the information we had on the advertising, the card that was handed out to everybody to advertise the sale had the wrong address on it. And not being from that area of Duluth, I didn't know really where the place was that they were talking about. I found it, but it had a different name and a different address. And so I thought I was at the wrong place. And I wound up not going in, and instead turned around and came back. And on the way home, I stopped into a quilting shop, and they had some fabrics, and I was really fortunate to be able to get a couple of small pieces of fabric to be able to do some fully finishing coming up soon. So I wanted to show you what. Now, I haven't pressed these again since I carried them with me, and they've gotten a little wrinkled in the transit, but I hope you can still see it. This is an older finish. This was a beautiful rendition of a labradoodle, a floral doodle, I think was the name of the pattern. And anyway, I think this will make a lovely pillow. And it's something that I would like to just put up in my stitching room and keep it up most of the time, especially in the spring and summer, all those pretty flowers. So what I've done, since the fabric has the greenish blue color in it, I picked up a pink to pull out the pinks. And I will use that pink and the green fabric it's stitched on to make it a beautiful pillow. And I'm thinking about possibly making some cording with a combination of these colors, whether it be the pink and the blue, or whether it be the different colors of pink or teal, but I would probably just put something around it to make it pretty. I may have some old lace that would look pretty, maybe down a side seam or something, but anyway, my idea is to put this into a small pillow, and I think that would make a really pretty pillow with those colors together. So I just grabbed a 1/8 of a yard for that. I think that was about the smallest piece I could get cut, so that's what I did. And then you may recall me stitching these 3 pairs. My friend Sue and I have stitched a series of pairs together, or simultaneously anyway. And so this was one of the pairs, the sets that I stitched. And I think they're just absolutely beautiful. This is on a Bronze Age fabric. I think it's just gorgeous. So to pull out the red, I got a red fabric, and because this is floral in a lot of ways, I've got little tiny flowers on it. And this is just going to be for that the 2 sides of the pair that's not the stitched fabric, and so and the bottom of the pair. So I think that will be a complementary color to finish my 3 pairs. So that'll be a pear shape. Now I have 3 more pairs, and interestingly enough, I felt like this floss almost got completely lost in here on my fabric until my friend Donna found this beautiful pear-colored leafy vine looking fabric that I think makes those letters pop when you look at it together. So if that becomes the other side of the pear, I think you'll see the letters a lot better than if you didn't have something that pulls those colors out. They match so beautifully. So I have 3 of these pairs, and I have enough fabric, I hope, to make the side that I need, and the 2 sides I need, and the bottom of that pair. And then, if you might recall, if you've been watching me for a while, I struggled with this piece because I did it on 32 count fabric and then tried to bead it. It's a Mill Hill kit. And I tried to bead it exactly as called for, and all the beads didn't quite fit. So I wound up putting as many as I could in there and having to adjust when needed by leaving a bead out every now and then. I went ahead and put the button on there because I figured it didn't matter how big the button was, because that's supposed to be like a little child under there as a little ghost. But the other two of these 3 Mill Hill kits that I bought at the same time, I'm going to do on the perforated paper that it comes with, or I'm going to do it on 28 count fabric. But I'm thinking I'm going to just do it on the paper and frame them, and I might actually frame them in an orange frame, because yesterday I found this beautiful black fabric that has this really unusual purpley color in the flowers. It's not a white, it's a purple, and this fabric is purple, and I think that's gonna look beautiful together. So that is gonna make a flat fold for me. But notice this pop of orange on the inside of my flat fold. I'm gonna put a little pop of orange, so that'll become my flat fold, the inside of my flat fold. And that is why I said I might get orange frames for the next 2. I've got to see what the colors are in the next 2 pieces. But since this will be the only one that's made into a flat fold, at least that's what I'm thinking now, because the other 2 will be a different size, the flat fold will make it appear a little bit bigger, and I think that'll go well with the 28 count perforated paper. It'll kind of even out the sizes, help further disguise my problem of putting it on the wrong fabric. Anyway, originally I was going to stitch all 3 of them together in like a row of houses and tie them together with a fence and everything. And then when I struggled so much with these beads, I thought, I don't need to struggle with it. I'll just do something different. But that's going to be the flat fold for that. And then I've got 2 pieces of cross stitch that I decided I'm going to make into project bags. You know, I like to put my cross stitch centered in the middle of the front of my bag to make it look like it's been framed. And so yesterday, while I was out, oh, and here's a piece of my silk that shouldn't be there. It got stuck in there yesterday. Yesterday, while I was out and about shopping for the fabric, I found this beautiful floral fabric from Japan. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. And I got another color to go with it, this purpley color. And this is gonna be a project bag. So this will make the top of the bag and the inside lining. And here is what I'm gonna put in it as my piece of cross stitch that goes in the center. And I think it's going to look really pretty together. Really pretty. I'm looking so forward to making this one. My friend Donna fell in love with this fabric. She said I should have bought plenty of it to make even more with, but I'm gonna have some, pieces left over that'll be big enough for finishing smalls. And I'm definitely thinking of looking to see what I might want to use those with for later, but that'll become a project bag with my little bee on it. Then I just had this finished. You saw it just probably in the last video. This is my Yankee Doodle Dandy, and I decided this would make a great project bag for 4th of July things. And I found this fabric that has the silver stars on it, and on here I actually have silver stars. And I found this red and blue polka dot fabric that I can use for the top and the inside of the bag, which I think will be perfect. So this will become another project bag that'll have the cross stitch in the middle of that blue fabric. I think it's going to be really cute. So the biggest piece of fabric I got, I think, was 1/2 yard. So that was good. I got out of there for a pretty decent amount. But those were that's my haul, I guess you would say. And I don't have sewing fabric to show you very often, so I thought I would do that and just let you see what I'm thinking. Coming ahead, you'll have some finishes in some of these as they come along. So that's it for now. I don't know that I'll have any more stitching to share with you today. I've got to get busy to pack, and I've got part of it done. I had to do laundry today, and so that I could take some of that with me. And then I am going to go to dinner with Donna. Donna and I are going to go have dinner at a new Mexican restaurant that she's never been to before. I'm trying to introduce her to all the restaurants in the area that she's never been to, so that when she, needs to grab something for dinner on the way home from work, or, if I'm gone with my hubby or something and she finds herself by herself for a meal, she'll know where all the things are, and she'll be able to pick what she would like to do if she's not cooking. So that'll be fun. So today, huge accomplishment to get my 500 stitches in my Noel's bakery and hit my first monthly requirement. So now I've got to decide, am I going to pack up a bunch of my whips to take with me for ABCingo, or am I going to take some time and start one of those 2 patriotic starts I have to start for the month? I'm torn as to what to do, so we shall see. But whatever I work on, I'm going to come share it with you. Thank you for letting me do that. I so appreciate you following along with my crafting journey. So that's it for today. Hope that you have enjoyed the stitching I've been able to share with you and the fabrics. I'm looking forward to my finishes, fully finishes on those. And as always, until we get a chance to talk again, happy stitching, everybody. How are you doing, huh? How are you doing today? Say, oh, hey, Coco. How's my girl? How's my girl? Huh? How's my girl? How have you been today? Have a good day? You had a good day? Okay. You want some more loving? Hi, everybody. Coco and I are here today to tell you a little bit about my stitching. And I'm sure she's here to tell you it's time for her WALK. But she's going to hang in there, I think, I hope. And let me show you my stitching from today. And then we can go and take our excursion together. I don't dare say the word. Anyway, today's call on my bingo, sorry, that was under the camera, was a wintry mix. And in case you don't remember, I had decided that I was just going to do 3 trees, this one and these 2. And I started with this one in the middle. And I'm doing this on a beautiful fabric. It's a dark taupe, I believe, but I think it's absolutely beautiful. Now today I put in just 107 stitches. I needed 100 stitches for my ABCingo pull, and I'm lucky today because my local bingo game says whatever ABCingo is, that's what I get to do. So sorry, my hair's a little blown from walking her earlier. So today, when I picked this up, I had this white, these 2 red, and these 3 white ones done. And today I added this red one at the top. I think I had maybe these 3 done as well. But anyway, I did the red one at the top, so I went all the way up, and then I came back down and I did the next row of white stitches. So it's only 107 stitches today. But that's okay. It's moving along, and I now have 4 more red to do here, 3 white and 1 red there at the bottom, and I will have the first one of the 3 done. So maybe 1 more stitching session and I'll have 1 of the 3 trees done, and that'll be a third of the way there. But anyway, this one was the call for today, and I'm doing mine in sulky colors, so I think that'll be really pretty and really different. So while I was running a short errand this morning, I got a phone call, and I took the call, and it was Hobby Lobby. Sorry for that break. Coco went and lay down, and I figured she wasn't going to come back and share the camera with me anymore, so I just went ahead and moved it around so that I could be a little more straight on with you. But I got a call today from Hobby Lobby to let me know that my most recent framing was ready, and this took about 3 days, I guess. I think I took it over there Friday, maybe. Donna and I dropped it off. It was a very short time frame because the frame I used, I had purchased from Hobby Lobby when they were having a sale on their custom frames that people had either not liked, changed their mind about, or it didn't work out right. Or in one case, I know they had a double order, and that was when we all got several frames. My friend Donna and my friend Juliana and several of us. I think my friend Sue even got a couple that time. But I had picked up a frame over there for $8.50, a custom frame. And I took it with me and said, I think this is going to fit in here, Mindy. See if you can make it fit, because I want to use this frame because the color is perfect for my Hope and Love. And she agreed, and she said, I think I can make it work. And she did. So here is my Hope and Love. Sorry for the glare. There you go. Maybe that's a little bit better. But this gold, color was just perfect. Absolutely perfect with those lettering. And I told her it was going to be very close, and I knew that. But it's good enough. It allowed me to use the frame that looks quite pretty in there, and makes those reds really pop. I just think it's gorgeous. Anyway, there it is. That is my version of Hope and Love. It's not the full piece because I've told you before, I eliminated the border on the top and bottom because I just felt like that was enough flowers for me. And I like it. I like the way that it turned out. So there's a fully finished object that I just finished stitching last week. So I'm excited that that one turned out so well. And I wanted to share it with you. So today is a busy day. I am having to pack. I had to take some trash to the dumpster today because I won't be here when the trash is collected next week to bring my trash bins back up, to the house. So I don't want to leave them on the street for several days. And so I took that out today. I got my gift packaging for my exchange piece. I didn't have anything I felt was really appropriate here at the house that would give any kind of hint to what it was. And I still didn't get what I wanted, but I got what I could, what's available, because what I wanted, I would have had to order online and it wouldn't get here in time. I didn't shop soon enough for that, but got it done. So I'm excited about that. And I've got my stitching done for my ABCingo for the day. And so now my next goal is to clean up the craft room because my friend Donna and Harley are going to spend the night with me tomorrow night before Donna and I take off for the retreat. And I know Donna and I will be up here stitching, and I want to get that table cleaned off so that she has a place to sit and stitch. And I want to get the floor picked up. There's a lot of fuzz and stuffing and things still on the floor from the last time Harley was here because he found a toy he wanted to tear up that Coco had started on, and he finished it for her. And he's good like that. And so I need to get all that up off the floor and let him start over so we can tell what progress he makes. So you can tell I'm excited. I'm getting so excited about the retreat. I was talking with my sister Stephanie this morning, And I was just telling her what a great weekend I'd had and what a great week I had ahead of me and how excited I am about going. And it was great to get to share it with her, because I know she was happy for me to get to go and do that. So I think that's basically the news that I have to share with you. So if I get anything else accomplished throughout the day that I can share with you, I will. I have been working diligently on getting my stitching done for the La Vuelta. And it is, let's see, they have a 0 day today, but I was thinking I might stitch ahead on some of that tonight. Are you okay? Oh my goodness, something startled her. You okay, baby? It was just the air conditioner coming on. And I may go ahead and get some of that done. And if I do, I'll go ahead and share with you what I get done and tell you what day I've stitched up to, because I will be gone the entire rest of the time. Let's see, I'll be here tomorrow. I'll leave the next day. And then by the time I get back, it's over. So I'll have to catch up whatever I don't get done before I go. So that is something I may be working on this evening, and any of that I do, I may come back and try to share it with you. So I do have a Zoom call tonight, so I'll probably be working on it during my Zoom call, if nothing else. So I promised this little one I would take her, and I'm gonna go do that now, and then I'm gonna get settling in and do a little more stitching until it's time for supper. And I've got leftovers for supper, so I don't even have to worry about cooking or going out or anything. I can do that, and then I can get back to stitching again. It's been a great day. Hey, darling. She's ready. So I'm going to say goodbye. Coco says bye, and she'll see you later. Happy stitching, everybody. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Today is September the 9th. It is Tuesday, and I'm here to talk to you a little bit about my stitching. Today's ABCingo call was for the letter K, and my letter K was for kind and gentle. This was one of my Christmas starts that I had started back in July, and I've worked on it, I think, once since then. So I pulled it out today and put 179 stitches in it. And what I did was finish that color of red in the bird. I had just barely gotten started on it before, and so I went ahead and finished that color. There's a second color of red to put in there, but that is the end of the first color. So 179 stitches more than met the 100 stitch requirement. And as it turned out, I have used this one in my 24 hours of cross stitch acrostic for the K in risks rewards. It's hard to say with that S in the middle. So it'll take care of the K in there, so I'll post that as well for that. So now I have packed my bags. I've packed my cross stitch. I'm actually taking a couple of things with me for the brag table since we're driving. I'm able to do that. And my friend Donna has already chatted with me today, and I've taken Coco out to Giselle and Jeffrey's, and she was so excited. Even just riding out there, she got excited. She knew pretty quickly once we got past a certain part in town that we were not going to the pet store, that we were going out to Giselle and Jeffrey's. So I dropped her off there and came back, and then I went to the gym. Sorry, I'm still in my gym attire. But my friend Donna is going to bring Harley over this evening when she gets off work and gets her car, everything thrown in her car, and she's going to come over here. We're going to pack my car, and we're going to take Harley with us, I think, and go eat al fresco on the square tonight so that we can take him with us. And then early in the morning, we will take Harley to the dog sitter and drop him off on our way to our Stitching in the Wild retreat. We're so excited. So I am taking with me as much as I can so that I can try to keep up as well as I can on the stitching for the ABCingo, but I may have to catch up a little bit when I get back. So for you, it'll only be a few seconds, but for me, it may be several days before I record again. We shall see. Maybe Donna will record a little snippet with me. Our other roommate is Victoria from Victoria's Crafty Room. So she might be willing to get on there with us as well. That would be awesome. So getting ready for a retreat. About to run my vacuum, I think, and just, leave my craft room ready so that when I get back home, it's not crowded and not messed up, and I'll feel good about getting home to it. So that's it for today. Don't think I'll have anything else to share with you before I get back from retreat. That's it for today, and I can't wait to get back from retreat and tell you all about it. Happy stitching, everybody. Harley's way out front. Coco's got to catch up with him.
She stopped.
Come on. Let's go.